Hello, I'm Mac Creech from Quantock Livestock. On behalf of my wife Pat, our family and crew, I'd like to take this opportunity to invite you to attend and participate in our big bull sale Saturday, January the 30th. Our Red Angus are developed from mainstream maternal lineage. We've stared birth weight in the eye and backed it down. Our discipline program has for 40 years never compromised birth weight, thriftiness, or vigor. We've bred moderate frames, good cow traits, easy keeping, and light to moderate birth weights into each and every bull we sell. The perfect blend. Our Super Baldy Bulls have really got their act together. We've harnessed the best of both breeds. Incredibly beefy, thick bulls, they pack awesome pay weight on disciplined, moderate frames. They have all the convenience of Red Angus, moderate, consistent birth weights, easy fleshing with bold hybrid performance. The Simmental blood gives them that essential touch of continental muscle. Our Super Guppy Bulls are a great crossbreeding option, a blended composite of Gelbvieh and Red Angus. Gelbvieh have the carcass, the early sexual maturity, and the growth. The Red Angus blood provides hair, thriftiness, and fleshing ability while moderating birth weight. Use our Gelbvieh Red Angus Bulls as a third option in any crossing program and maximize your hybrid vigor. Our customers love a little Gelbvieh on the cow side. All the good old-time Angus traits: volume, beefiness, quick fleshing, dependable and durable. Ours are easy fleshing black genetics, yet they still have frame and length. Just like our Red Angus, our blacks are light at birth, then really grow when it counts. Angus convenience, the black color, and no darn trouble. Our black Baldy Bulls are big, buxom February yearlings and May 2-year-olds. The same great crossbreeding machines as our red Super Baldies, but black. Perfect option on black base cows or Herefords, blacks with a touch of exotic growth, muscle, and milk. All you really need to sell those market-topping blacks. Our Hereford Bulls are broad-topped, deep-sided bulls packed full of natural thickness on moderate frames. Trouble-free, you bet. Our Herefords have been selected for years for good udders you never have to touch because you don't have the time and you don't need the hassle. Use our Hereford Bulls to add the good Hereford traits your dad took for granted. Deep, thick hair coats, easy keepers that'll get by without the barley bin, and dispositions that make cows a pleasure to handle, not an ordeal. Our H2s are a Hereford Fleckbay 2-breed composite line. Real beef makers, they're loaded maternally and bred to simplify and sustain the Hereford Simmental influence in our customers' herds. Our Charolais Bulls are thick bulls, but they're still smooth bulls. The bulls have the rapid early growth that you need, but the 2-year-olds will not get too big. We deliver what you've asked for, lots of hair so you can sell those deep-coated, good-doing tan calves that top the market, good dispositions because we've all got families that help, and unquestionable soundness because some other Charolais Bulls don't last. We offer 8 different bull lines. All are volume produced, available in large numbers, uniform quality, and at a reasonable price. We offer an unconditional bull warranty, comprehensive performance data, free delivery, $100 bull development, and a sight unseen purchase plan. 435 bulls, 75 Red Angus, 80 Black Angus, 75 Super Baldies, 70 Black Super Baldies, 65 Hereford and H2s, 30 Super Guppies, and 50 Charolais. Well, God bless Alberta, except for the politics, but we've got a beautiful day to show you all these bulls, and we're going to run 435 bulls up the alley for you. Try to show you every pen bull by bull and let you get a really good look. First pen we're going to look at here this morning are our summer 2-year-old Red Angus Bulls. We'll show you 3 pens of these bulls in all. The first pen into our photo ring here are the younger end of the summer 2-year-old bulls. Most of these bulls born in the month of June. You can see they're feeling pretty good this morning as they come into this little area where we shoot the video. We'll move these bulls around and let you see and appreciate the thickness and the meatiness. The birth weights on this set of red bulls are lots and lots of bulls in the 70-pound range, and some bulls just into the 80s. Perfect bulls to use on your heifers, and still keep the thickness, meatiness, and poundage so you've actually got something to sell in the fall. Our red bulls have introduced the red influence into countless herds around the country, because we started in the red business in the 1960s, and in fact we were one of the pioneer breeders in this country. Our red cow herd is raised on a very low input program. We don't do much with them. We let the cows be cows and let them graze and have their babies virtually unassisted and unbothered. All we do is tag and weigh them. So we'll push these bulls around a little bit and let you see, in spite of the fact that these bulls are light birthed, and on the younger end they are not little bulls, and they certainly have all the thickness and meatiness we look for in our red cattle. They also have a lot of hair coat, which red cattle sometimes don't have, but these are great crossbreeding bulls. Our red cattle have introduced the red influence in countless herds across the country. Certainly lots and lots of continental exotic cow herds when the industry started to move back to British. Sold lots and lots of red bulls into those situations and introduced the red influence. So that's our first pen, Summer 2 Red Angus. And the second pen we're going to look at this morning are this mid-age group of Summer 2-year-old Red Angus Bulls. They'll just come up and turn into our photo area here for you. Again, just admire the broadness of top and thickness of these bull after bull. I mean, they're like peas in a pod. They're all half brothers. This is one of the really thick bulls in the sale. Certainly really, really meaty and thick bulls. Just even though they're British breed cattle, have all the thickness and muscle of lots of exotics. So Red Angus are real convenience cattle. They're light birth, they grow fast. My dad always told me it's not how big they get, but it's how quick they get big that matters. And that's sort of been our philosophy. We want really good growth through the economic zone that we need in this industry, and we want the cattle to be convenience cattle. You can admire just the tremendous body depth and thickness in these bulls as we walk them around on this frozen slippery ground this morning. A little hard for them to travel fast, but these bulls, again, grass calves, spend their second summer on grass, come to our lot this year, the end of October, have really been on feed about 5 weeks at the time we're shooting this video. So, they're certainly one of the real key factors in the industry is how easy fleshing are the cattle. We've spent years incorporating that. So this is our second pen, Summer 2. And this is the third pen of these big Summer 2-year-old Red Angus Bulls we're going to look at this morning. This pen a little on the older sort, mostly May bulls here. We start calving on the 10th of May on our grass calving scenario. So we'll move these bulls around. Some of the big, heavier, higher performing bulls are in this group. You can appreciate the body length, the frame, and the easy fleshing that these bulls have. We'll kind of walk them around and let you see them a little bit. Again, it's a little hard for these bulls to really stride out on this frozen ground this morning, but we're doing the best we can. This bull is 2051. He's one of my favorite bulls. He's out of a really, really old cow, and there's some bulls have been used in our seed stock program out of that same cow. So we're going to move these bulls past you a few times, let you appreciate the length and the pay weight and performance these bulls have. And the birth weights here are really not much different. I mean, the heaviest bull is going to be in the low 90s. The majority of these bulls are going to be in the 80-pound range. Just true convenience cattle. We tell people, you can share and prosper from our experience and our years of selection. You know, we've worked a long time to make the red cow herd as uniform and as good as it is, and we think it takes a back seat to no red cow herd in the country. You know, the acceptance of our cattle is in the commercial industry. We don't fool with the other parts of it. So there you'll see the last pen of Red Angus Summer 2s. And the first pen of Super Baldies we're going to look at this morning are this pen of Summer 2-year-old Super Baldy Bulls. Again, these are predominantly late May and June born Super Baldy Bulls. These bulls produced right here on the home ranch out of our Red Angus cows and sired by Gelbvieh Simmental Bulls. So we're going to move these bulls around a little bit and let you look at them. These bulls are much like our Red Angus bulls, just a little more muscle and a little more pay weight in the bulls. These bulls have been, you know, a real industry success story. I mean, we started producing Super Baldy Bulls 20 years ago, and indeed we're the first people to produce very many composite bulls in this country. And these bulls now trade to probably over 80% repeat customers year on year, because they just know what these bulls can do in their cow herds. The day that calf is born, he's very much like an Angus calf. He doesn't really have any more birth weight, but he just has a little more jam and muscle as he gets older. As he gets 6 weeks old, you can see the width over the top and a little more quarter in him. And when you get the calves to the auction mart, they just have a little more snap and a little more demand than a straight British animal. So these are true convenience cattle. It allows people to crossbreed with Red Angus and Simmental and only use one line of cattle to do it. And that's the beautiful advantage of them. So the industry has really admired and accepted these Super Baldy Bulls over 20 years. So that's Pen 1, Super Baldy Summer 2s. Okay, and here's our second pen of big, beefy, Summer 2-year-old Super Baldy Bulls. Again, we'll move these bulls around and let you admire the body mass and the thickness that these bulls have. These bulls just infuse the perfect blend of Red Angus, Simmental in one generation. You know, I've talked to lots of cattlemen about this. You could spend your lifetime trying to cross cattle to get to this point, but you can infuse all you need in one shot through our Super Baldy Bulls. These bulls have made their own mark in the industry. People who have used them continue to use them year on year on year. These Super Baldy Bulls, you know, have really made our reputation in the hybrid bull market. You can find a few Red Angus Simmental bulls other places, but what you cannot find is the volume, the quality, and the uniformity that's available from mcquantock. So we're going to walk these bulls around and just appreciate the body mass, the depth, the thickness, and you can just imagine the kind of calves that those bulls are going to sire in your cow herd. You know, they're great on the female side. They certainly add all the convenience traits, the Simmental for milk and a little more muscle, the Angus for convenience, and just massively thick, beefy bulls, bull on bull on bull. Tremendous uniformity. I know some folks will say, oh, hybrid bulls, they're not uniform. Well, I defy you to tell me that these pens of Super Baldy Bulls are not uniform bulls. They're all the same type, bull on bull. They're thick, they're meaty, they got a lot of performance, they got a lot of hair coat, they got a lot of all the things that make us all money in this business, and that's why they've been so popular over all the years. We'd like to make them all with this white face. That's what we call the money stripe. They bring us a little more money, and the calves bring you a little more money, and we get as many of those as we can every year. These bulls are produced using our purebred Red Angus cow herd and the best Gelbvieh Simmental bulls we can buy. So that's Pen 2 Super Baldy Bulls. We've built a good big cow herd over time at mcquantock, producing bulls strictly for commercial cattlemen. Traditional purebred guys sell dreams. We sell reality. In 20 years, our cow herd has produced in excess of $20 million worth of bulls, which have all sold to commercial cowmen. No smoke and mirrors, no trendy numbers, no unproven sires, just the real deal. Okay, I say every year that these Hereford Bulls are one of my favorite pens of bulls, and this year I really mean it. This is just a massive, hairy, deep-bodied, beautiful set of twos. These are summer 2-year-old bulls. The whole Hereford thing now is done in May and June on the grass. These are moderate birth weight Herefords. They're moderate framed Herefords. They're what Herefords should be, and kind of what they used to be before the Hereford breeders, in their infinite wisdom, made them too big and too much birth weight. But we kind of diverged our Herefords 20 years ago and selected them for moderate frames, close to the ground, big guts, big bodies, lots of hair, lots of performance, and lots of maternal. We don't give any ground maternally on these Hereford cattle. We hold them to the same standard that our Angus cattle are held to. So this is a massive, hairy, powerful set of 2-year-old Hereford Bulls, and they can fit into the crossbreeding mix of this industry so well. Indeed, the good part of many crosses were originally half Hereford. So you can look at this bull. This is a June-born 2-year-old bull, thick, deep, from a good mom with lots of milk. Admire the hair coats. Think about what kind of half-blood feeder calves those Hereford bulls would sire. These bulls are always the most affordable bulls in our sale. So there's our Hereford Summer 2s, one of the best pens in the offering. Okay, the first group of H2 bulls we're going to look at this morning are just give you a quick look at a little project we've got going. Not a lot of bulls involved. It's an attempt to produce some double-polled H2 bulls using polled Hereford cows, purebred polled Hereford cows, and purebred polled Gelbvieh sires. So these calves are March calves. Some of them will get sold as 2-year-olds. This is kind of the big sort on them, and we'll move them around. Lots of pigment in these calves, lots of hair in these calves. You're really seeing these calves at a very, very young age. You've got to kind of realize that by turnout time in the spring, these calves will be fully twice as big as they are today. So we just wanted to give you a little look. We've sold a few of these calves in the last few years, but we've never actually put them on the video. So these are double polled H2 bulls, polled on both sides, with an abundance of pigment, an abundance of hair. Some of their brothers last year on the 2-year-old side sold near the top of our H2 bull sale. On the yearling side, they were very, very affordable. So for folks that want to try an H2 bull without a lot of investment, these are our yearling H2s. And here's our summer 2-year-old H2 bulls. These are a real success story. We use our seed stock, purebred, proven Hereford cows, and again, the best Gelbvieh Simmental bulls that money can buy, to produce these massively deep-bodied red white-faced bulls with a lot of pigment and performance. You can study these bulls as they turn and walk around here. When Simmental first came to this country, most of the most successful first cross cattle were Hereford Simmental cattle. So when we went back to create this 2-breed composite H2 line, that's exactly what we did. We had a lot of customers tell us the best Simmental I used were the first half-bloods. So these bulls have worked so well on a lot of black base cows, on a lot of Hereford Simmental base cows, where it simplifies the program. They can just go down the road with the Hereford semi cows using these H2 bulls and have Hereford semi cattle. So we'll turn these bulls around a few times and try to let you look at the thickness, the meatiness, the pigment. They'll do almost everything a Hereford will do, but maybe just do it a little better in many cases. They've just got a little bit of Simmental muscle, got a little bit more pigment in them. Just admire that type and that conformation. And doesn't matter what breed of cattle you're selling, that's the kind that's selling. So we're going to take a pan shot now of these H2 2-year-old bulls. I'll try and walk them around a little more just as they leave. That's our H2 Summer 2s. We produce durable, high-quality bulls that produce those fancy calves the order buyers keep talking about. The pen we're going to look at next are these Black Angus Summer 2-year-old bulls. We're really proud of where we've come with these black cattle. You'll look and see these bulls are uniformly big, broad-topped, stout, big, gutted bulls. You're looking at bulls in this first pen that are predominantly June-born 2-year-old bulls, so not a lot of age, just a little older than our old fall bulls were. But as we turn these bulls around, I think you can just admire the middle and the guts and the thickness and the poundage that they have. These bulls are grass calved, birth weights most all in the 80-pound range. 80-pound birth weight and still get this much performance and bulk and volume. You know, it's no different whether you're selling feeder calves or us selling bulls. This is the body type of cattle that the industry really appreciates. The other great thing about this is that because of our no-nonsense grass calving, low-input approach, we've bred a tremendous amount of fertility and easy doing into these cattle. Our cows have to look after themselves. So there's a quick look at our first group and the first group of summer 2-year-old blacks. And here's our second group of summer 2-year-old black bulls. These bulls predominantly born in the month of May now. We're going to turn these bulls around. These bulls just a touch bigger frame than the last group, but really the same size for age. Again, I want you to notice the thickness and the depth of body on these bulls. These are true convenience cattle. We like to say they're quite Angusy, and by that we mean they have all the good old-fashioned Angus traits of thriftiness and volume and easy fleshing and fertility. These bulls are something that we're really proud of, as we've made huge groups of uniform half-brothers. Lots of buying opportunity here to put together big packages of black bulls that are all alike. We've got nearly 80 of these black bulls in the sale, all the same age, all summer 2s, and all of this body type. Just real solid rancher cattle, and real rancher bulls that are going to go out and last a long time, hold their condition, do all the things you expect black cattle to do. And now we'll turn these bulls around and move this last pen of summer 2-year-old black bulls out of the ring. Now we have a lean, profitable, well-founded cow business destined to roar for years. The market fundamentals are just perfect. There's just no turning this thing around. It takes a minimum of 5 years to add any cow numbers and any effective numbers of calves sold, so we're in great shape for a long time to come. And now we're going to look at our black Super Baldy bulls. These are the first group. These are the black Super Baldy yearling bulls. These bulls are February and March born bulls. These are the bulls that built our reputation for black Baldy bulls. They are sired by Black Angus sires, indeed the same herd sires we use on the Angus seed stock side, and out of 3/4 Simmental cows. So these bulls have a little less than half semi. They're about 3/8 semi, 5/8 Angus. As you turn these bulls around, these are just March calves, most of them. Lots of performance, lots of meat. I think you can imagine what a sale ring at the auction mart would look like if all your steer calves went in there and looked like that, had that big broad top and thickness through the quarter. I mean, these are just the kind of cattle that the order buyers really want. So most of the best market topping blacks are blacks that have a little something else in them, something to just give them that little bit of pop, a little bit of hair, a little bit of more thickness. Our black Baldy bulls have been used on a lot of black-based cows around the industry, also used on a lot of Hereford-based cows, and also, a lot of other lines of cows now. But these calves have been very popular, and as I said, they're the ones that built the reputation for black Baldies. And the next pen of black Baldy Bulls we're going to look at here are summer 2-year-old black Super Baldies from our first pen. These are predominantly the late May and June bulls. These bulls are produced right here on the home ranch using our purebred black Angus cows, and again the best Gelbvieh Simmental non-diluter bulls that we can find and buy. And if any of you buy full-blood Gelbvieh bulls, you know that when you go to the bull sale, you better take your banker because they are expensive. But we don't spare any money. We buy them out of the front end of the sales, and we buy the ones we want. So these bulls show that they're massive and thick, you know, and yet they're still convenience cattle. They add that magic little bit of Simmental in your crossbreeding mix, and they do it simply, just like our red Baldies do. You know, you can spend a lifetime trying to infuse both breeds, or you can use these hybrid bulls and do it in one shot, one generation. So we'll move them around and show you the thickness and the beefiness that these bulls have. These bulls are grass calved, you know, birth weights in the 80-pound range. The big ones just over the 90, still in the convenience range. These bulls, as we said before, these bulls are 50-50 bulls. Tremendous thickness and meatiness and very Angusy in their type. You know, the day these bulls are born, you can't tell them from Angus calves. So that's Pen 1 Black Super Baldies. And here's our last pen of black Super Baldy summer 2-year-old bulls that we're going to look at this morning. Again, summer 2-year-old bulls. This group predominantly born in late May and June. You know, really showing the influence of those good Gelbvieh bulls on the black cows. These bulls again have been very popular, just like our red bulls. We now are getting our black Baldy bull numbers up close to where our red Baldy numbers are. We'll turn these bulls around. They will sire those black calves that just have a little something extra. You know, the high selling black calves and most feeder auctions are the ones that just have a little something else in them, and that's exactly what you get using these bulls. You know, your calves will be a quarter, and that's just a magic amount of Simmental in our estimation for the commercial side of the industry. So these bulls, again, produced on the home ranch, grass calved in May and June. We'll swing them around here and show you the thickness and the meatiness. You know, they got all the good Angus traits, plus a little bit of the magic of the Simmental for milk, muscle, and a little bit of hair. So we'll try to get them to move a little bit here this morning. Sometimes these bulls are a little hard to manage, but these bulls have been very popular, and we've been trying to push up our numbers of older black Super Baldy bulls, and this year we have quite a nice offering of, you know, older black Super Baldy bulls, and you know, of course, we still have our yearling end of these bulls as well. So let these bulls turn around just before they head out and let you appreciate one last time the massiveness and the thickness that these bulls have. So that's our black Super Baldy bulls, Pen 2.
I often think I'm one of the luckiest guys in the world. I get to deal with cattle people and agricultural people, and they're some of the darn nicest people you'll ever meet in the world. They're the salt of the earth. And I'm so happy to finally see that finally we're getting paid for what we do, and that cattlemen are getting rewarded for their tenacity and resolve. You know, a lot of their neighbors sold their cows for $600 no more than 4 years ago. And today those same bred cows would bring $3,000. So deep in their gut, they know they did the right thing by hanging on. And we should all just enjoy these good times and prosper down the road.
And here's another hybrid line of bulls we've sold over a long period of time. These are our Super Guppy bulls. We've got a few black bulls in the mix this year. Usually this is just a red pen of bulls, but these bulls are produced using our seed stock red Angus and a few black Angus cows and the very best Gelbvieh purebred polled herd sires that we can buy. These bulls were started originally as a fourth crossbreeding option for our customers behind our red Angus and our super Baldies, just to be able to add another red breed to maximize their hybrid vigor and keep their uniformity. The customers that use these super Guppy bulls just love them on the maternal side. You know, they often don't buy their second Guppy bull until they've seen the daughters work in their cow herds. And Gelbvieh, of all the continental breeds, are by far the most fertile and the best maternal, and that's exactly what we're incorporating here. The Angus convenience to moderate the birth weight a little bit, and all the good Gelbvieh traits to add a little muscle and add a little exotic growth to the mix. These Gelbvieh bulls have got tremendous hair coats, and that's from some new sires we're using. That's the one thing the Gelbvieh breed could really use in the industry, is we could give them all these big, deep hair coats. We've never produced the full-blood Gelbvieh bulls. We just feel that these super Guppy hybrid Gelbvieh bulls will add that magic little bit of Gelbvieh to the mix. Customers just love them on the cow side. And our Gelbvieh bulls have been very, very popular. They add, as we've said before, just a third red breed to use in your crossbreeding mix. A lot of our customers will use these on red Angus cows, on Hereford cows, on all kinds of different cow lines now. These Gelbvieh bulls this year, of course, are all summer twos, no falls, but really big, strong, powerful super Guppy bulls. The next bunch we're going to look at here are our summer 2-year-old Charolais Bulls. This first pen are predominantly June-born 2-year-old bulls. They're grass-calved at the Bar LD Ranch. These bulls are managed much like our British breed cattle, you know, big cow herd situation, and calved in May and June on the grass. Mothers do it on their own, so they're real cowmen Charolais. You know, we've tried to keep the moderation in frame, tried to keep the hair coats. Very difficult to keep this kind of hair coat on a 2-year-old Charolais bull, but it is the hair coat that helps really sell those tan calves. The Charolais demand has certainly increased in the last several years as the order buyers cannot find enough tan calves to send to Eastern Canada to fill their orders. So our Charolais bull thing has been very, very strong. We've tried to move up our number of 2-year-old Charolais bulls. We don't sell any yearling Charolais bulls. We just think the 2-year-olds are so much better for our customers. I mean, gosh, why would you buy a yearling bull when you can buy 2-year-old bulls like these for no more money? So that's our first pen, Charolais Summer 2s. And this is our second pen of Charolais 2-year-old bulls. These are late April and May born bulls predominantly in this pen. We'll bring these big soggy bulls up and turn them around for you here. Certainly, I think you'll really appreciate this pen of bulls. They are massive and deep and moderate. Lots of pay, weight, and power on moderate frames, which is kind of the way we've always tried to build these Charolais cattle. I just love to look at Charolais bulls like this. Meaty and thick, got the hair coat, got the moderation in birth weight, got all the things that'll make you those great tan calves and not give you any headaches or heartaches along the way. So these Charolais are real cowmen Charolais bulls, you know, beefy, thick, with some body depth, kept the birth weights in line. Most of these Charolais bulls are going to weigh 100 pounds, plus or minus 5 pounds. And if you go to a Charolais breeder's place and they all weigh 85, I'd suggest you check his weigh scale, because that's just where they are and that's where they need to be. So these bulls will give those tan calves that the industry is just craving for. Again, you know, appreciate all the things that we've incorporated into these Charolais. They're uniform, medium thick, moderate hair coats, and in good dispositions. Certainly that was a problem in Charolais at one time, but these bulls are very, very good in that department. So these bulls out, these are the Charolais Summer 2s Pen 2. I want to take a minute and talk about some of our special programs. The first one is our Sight Unseen Purchase Program. You know, I've spent 30 years working with cattlemen across Canada, and together we've developed the most successful Sight Unseen Purchase plan in the country. It's so successful, in fact, that it can sell nearly half our bulls some years. I've done it with sincerity and integrity and the utmost respect for our customers' needs and budget. We start by discussing your cows, your breeding program, and what you need to get done. When we're comfortable with each other, we can work together to get you the right bulls at the right price. While a few people sell a few bulls on the internet, I much prefer to visit with our customers, get to know them, and then help them select the right bulls. Our comprehensive catalog and DVD will give you an accurate impression of the bulls. After the sale, I'll personally deliver your bulls in most cases, and you must be completely satisfied on arrival, or you're under no obligation to take them. You pay for them only when they are delivered and satisfactory at your ranch. As a service to our customers, we have a very successful bull development program. Our bulls can be left with us till spring. You don't want new bulls around till you need them, so let us look after them. 90% of our customers use this program. We'll develop your yearling and fall bulls and even keep your 2-year-old bulls until the weather's nice and you've got room next spring. They're professionally grown out, fertile, semen tested, and delivered in the spring, and all for just $100. It's a great deal. We've developed an absolutely free delivery plan over the years. We will safely deliver each and every bull to your nearest central location in Western Canada, and on bulls going eastbound, we'll arrange it all and cost share the freight with the customer. You have my word, we'll work with you to get them within 30 to 50 miles of your ranch. We usually deliver bulls twice a year. Any bulls that need to go after the sale will go then. The rest will go after bull development sometime in the months of April. I try to get most of this done myself, so I get to meet the customers. Our guarantee is pretty darn simple. You'll have a bull to breed your cows no matter what. In the unlikely event you have trouble, rest assured I'll look after it right away, no hassles or disputes. We semen test all older bulls and guarantee the young bulls to pass at a year. Simply put, they're guaranteed to work or they'll be replaced. We always have loaners available to help out if you need them. If you have a bull down, we'll meet you halfway anywhere in Western Canada 24 hours a day with a replacement. Because when you've got trouble and you've got cows to breed, you need bulls, not excuses and time wasted. We've tried to make bull buying easy. We've been in this business for years and we've learned a few things along the way. Most important, you don't last unless you do right by your customer. We've made bull buying a whole lot easier. Our bulls are good quality, all of them. Well culled, they're easy keeping, good looking, durable bulls that sire those fancy calves the order buyers keep talking about. Our bulls are all older fall and summer born 2s, 22 to 26 months old when you need them. Old enough to be tough and not give trouble. Our bulls can all be left with us till spring. You don't want new bulls around till you need them, so let us look after them. Our bulls are all delivered absolutely free in Western Canada and cost shared in the East. Our bulls can be purchased sight unseen. In fact, about half always are. We help select your bulls and they're guaranteed to be what you want. True satisfaction on arrival. Our customers' trust and confidence in us make it all possible. Our bulls are always very affordable. Bull prices have moved up with the industry, but last year we sold lots and lots of good bulls in the $4,000 to $6,000 range, line by line. The very top bulls in our offering generally bring around $8,000, but there's no purebred interest, so it certainly makes it easier to buy them here. Our bulls are guaranteed like no others. You'll have a bull to breed your cows no matter what. Hard to get better than that. Buying our bulls is probably easier and simpler than buying bulls locally. You get great service, the best guarantee, lots of selection, and your calves will be sired by nationally known bulls. And we transfer all the pedigrees on all our purebred lines. It all helps to get them sold. Our customers like the fact that all our cattle are managed and fed, just like most all commercial cattle.
Well, welcome to the new normal. This is the second year of record calf prices. Certainly almost as good as a year ago, except for the futures market and the cost of feed, but still very, very good. Fully twice what we were getting 4 years ago. And it's not just the calf market that's really strong and full of optimism. This week in Alberta, just at NCL Vermilion, they sold over 1,000 head of bred females to average over $3,000 to a really, really strong demand. We sold our super sister heifers there to average $3,160, and you couldn't find a seat in the place, and the yard was full of trailers. So people are really confident that this business is going to go on down the road and be very, very good. The good thing I see about this business is it's based on solid economics, and now we've got the young people back interested in the business. For an old guy like me that's been around a long time, it's really invigorating to see so many young people out at all the farm and ag functions. You know, it's a way of life and a lifestyle that they all aspire to and really, really can enjoy. They can raise their families and they can take their kids with them and teach them all the things that they learned as youngsters, and teach them to be, people that are just the salt of the earth, which is what all ag people really are. It's also important to remember that a cow is the only thing that can unhook you from the treadmill of high input costs. The cow is a low-tech machine. She harvests grass, she stores solar energy, she turns it all into high-quality protein. And there's just nothing that can compete with her as we go forward in this world. And as the crazies finally get it figured out, cows are the answer. They consume what nobody else can eat, what people can't eat, and they make it into high-quality protein. So there's no doubt that cows' value will only increase. And in the cow business, we all know that a cow will just reproduce her way to your success and prosperity over time. The one dark cloud we've got is the crazy politicians. I said to my wife, Pat, the night we elected an NDP government in Alberta, you know, I don't think there's one person in that government who's ever signed a paycheck. And in the end, they got to realize that someone has got to be out there creating wealth to make the economy go around. So that concludes our look at our 2016 sale offering. You can call me anytime, 1-800-561-BULL, and I'll see you all at the sale.